Leah.
Leah.
Is it?
Oh no, are you making your daughter cry?
Yeah, she doesn't like the loud sounds.
You guys, our special guest star / executive producer / harshest critic, Leah Hall is here.
Slash arch enemy of the pod because she can't
Yeah,
stand
she
it.
doesn't like it. She's here, but she doesn't like it.
Right, she's under protest.
Yeah, yeah. She's like, I have no control over this.
She's a hall. She's here. And she fucking
Get over it.
God, there are 3 halls on this podcast now.
Yeah.
Oh, you're vastly outnumbered.
Yeah, but not usually this many halls in one room. We try to spread ourselves out between many vehicles so that all of us don't die.
I'm gonna sound my jihad horn and have my family join this podcast.
You blow it to like a conch shell.
Yeah. Shine the jihad light on the side of a building. Get them all here. How's everyone doing?
Thank God it's Friday is all I have to say. It's been one hell of a week.
Friday? I don't even know what day it is.
Leo, what day is it?
It's Prune Day.
Prune Day? She's not like pooping regularly. She needs a little bit of help.
Yeah, she's on a steady diet of prunes.
Look at her. She's like, stop fucking talking about my poops, you assholes. I'm right here.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta flush the plaster out with something, and I'm assuming.
I was telling these guys before we started the show that she was crawling around on the floor and she found a piece of broken plaster and started to eat it.
Well, that's just
the dive and swat, fish it out of her mouth.
The broken plaster on the floor is just good parenting.
Yeah, totally.
That's just really good parenting. Before that, she had to crawl over like a bed of nails just as a test.
Yeah.
She had to blow out the candles in her room before she left to join this podcast.
Yeah, she had to turn off her crib lava lamp.
Right. Well, we keep the incense going in there because her diaper pail stinks. We get one of those candles that smell like cigarettes that you used to sell at the head shops.
Oh, those are my favorite.
After Amy blew dry her hair this morning, Leah had to go fish it out of the bathtub, unplug
it. Neither of the Hull women that are currently on this podcast are wearing pants.
It's true.
I'm not wearing any pants.
Leah's got her summer dress on.
Yeah.
Excited. She's going for a buggy ride at school today.
Oh my God, that's so fancy.
Mm-hmm.
She had gone on one before. You shared a photo of it, right? She's the only one who's like, I don't give a fuck about this. Everyone else is like excited. She's just lounging in the back, like as if she's driving a car with the driver's seat reclined all the way back, arm out the window.
Listening to Adina Howard.
Adina Howard, friend of the pod.
Yeah, friend of the pod, Adina Howard.
Once you get 2 mentions on this pod, you're friend of the pod.
You're friends. Yeah, any mention. If any of us even thinks of you, you're a friend of the pod. Speaking of friend of the pod, the New England Patriots organization, you guys, should we discuss that?
Beans all over Deflategate.
I really am.
What's your hot take?
I think that they definitely deflated the game balls, and I think it was just like a very Boston situation where they were like, they've convinced themselves that they absolutely had. What was the importance of the game? Was it like a playoff clinching game or something?
It was the AFC Championship.
Right, so they like convinced themselves.
The next game before the next game before the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So they convinced themselves that they had to win the game, and they were like, okay, so we should deflate these balls, not really realizing that they were going to win the game by fucking 40 points anyway.
So how do you think it went down? Like, how does that get executed? Like, what do you imagine the scene to be?
Well, I mean, obviously, I would like to read these text messages and maybe reconstruct the scene that way. Does that sound like a good way?
Sure. So from those text messages, let's try to infer who gave the orders here and how.
Yeah, absolutely. So Jim McNally and John Jastrzemski are the locker room attendant and equipment assistant. These seem like very low-level employees to be calling all these shots.
Yes.
So McNally texts Jastrzemski, "You working?" Jastrzemski replies, "Yup." McNally writes,
"Wait, can I interrupt real quick?"
Yeah.
You know discrepancy had to be misspelled in this other guy's phone. There's no way he spelled that right. That's the kind of name where you're just like Chris
totally. D. Yeah, it's like your name in my phone.
Or you write De and then Skrimsky.
I was going to say it's probably spelled DASKREMPY in McNally's phone. The scrimps beat.
He's probably just known as scrimps in his circle.
Yes, I bet he calls them scrimps.
Yeah.
Scrimps and Nals. Okay, so Nals and Strimps are texting back and forth, and so obviously Strimps is working, so McNally writes, "Nice dude. Jimmy needs some kicks. Let's make a deal. Come on, help the deflator." There's a lot of ellipses in this text message, too.
Right.
Who do we think Jimmy is?
I don't know. Somebody's kid or something?
Somebody's kid. Needs some new kicks. But what does that have to do with anything? So somebody's paying these guys, and with the money that they're getting paid, they're going to buy Jimmy some new kicks?
Okay, here's some background about how in the NFL things kind of go. A lot of times NFL players or staff like ask these low-level guys to do something, like just anything, like just carrying Brady's footballs out to the field or like preparing them or whatever. They're like favors, right? Like, make sure that I have a couple of the gloves that I like ready.
Ew.
Bless you. Make sure I have an extra pair of cleats or whatever, in case the weather changes. All this other stuff, like just little finicky shit that Tom Brady has. He just has all these things that he needs set up, right? So these like lackeys do this stuff. And it's like it's traditional in the NFL that if you have like lackeys doing stuff for you, that you give them things, like you tip them with money or you give them like signed balls or signed shoes or something, and that's just like how it works because they get you sandwiches or they have your things set up. So I think in this case what it is Brady's like, I want my balls the way I want them, and in exchange I give you these like tips.
Okay.
So it wasn't like he went up to him and be like, do this to the balls and I'll give you XX. It's like, it's probably one of a bunch of things that these like lackeys do.
Yeah, totally.
You know what though? Like the easiest way to get figured out, obviously if you're going to do something you're not supposed to do, and we all do this on a daily basis, like I instantly think of the scenario where I'll get caught, right? So, if I'm sampling food at Duane Reade without planning on buying it, right? I instantly think of the moment where someone who's stocking the shelves sees me and says something, and then I've got to be like, no, I'm not, and I've got a mouthful of marshmallow, right? So I can't imagine trusting someone who, I don't want to put the lackeys down, but they're lackeys for a reason, right? I can't imagine trusting someone who isn't super, super smart or really senior who understands, like, how shit could go terribly wrong if anyone finds out about this. I've never understood how people trust people.
So I don't think this went that way. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think this was like a conspiracy to. So here's how I sort of envision it going. These guys are kind of in charge of Brady having his balls delivered to him the way that he likes them, and I think they mentioned in the Wells report one game, I think it was the Jets game, where the referees take the balls at the beginning of the game. They decide that they're underinflated, so they put more air in them, right? So the problem, this whole deflate thing was the accusation is that somebody let air out of the balls after the referees had inspected them.
Right.
So during the Jets game, the referees inspected the balls, added air to them, and then they went to the field. And it turned out, as you can see from the text messages, if you read later, that they were 16 pounds per square inch rather than the 12.5, which is what Brady likes, and which is legal.
Right.
So what I think happened is that after that game, Brady went to these guys and goes, "What the fuck was that? Why were these balls overinflated? This is not how I want. This is not what I give you guys stuff to do. This is not. You know what I mean? I'm sure he's a total dick about it because he's like a boss and he's a big shot, right?" And so the guys probably said, well, what do you want me to do? Like, the refs inflated them, and, like, I can't, there's nothing I can do about it. And he goes, I don't want to hear your excuses. I just want the fucking balls the way I've told you that I want them.
Right.
I don't give a shit how you do it. Get it done. And that's what happened. Like, I don't think he said, here's how you circumvent the rules, or here's a conspiracy to do this. I think he said, I don't give a fuck, asshole. Get it done. I want the balls the way that I told you that I want them, and I want them. That's how I want them handed to me on the field, and I don't give a fuck how you do it.
But at some point, he offered them. I mean, what is this shoe bribe thing, though? Do you think Tom Brady was like, if you do a good job with my balls,
yes,
you can have shoes?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
So, but then why?
I think it's like that probably all NFL quarterbacks do that. They have like guys that prepare their footballs, and they give them gratuities, basically. Like, you just hook them up, and they do a good job. And I think in this case, like, you know, it depends on whether Brady said, like, listen, wait till the refs go out of the room and then take a needle and deflate the balls.
Why did
he do that, or did he go, I don't care how you get it done, I just don't want the balls overinflated. I want them how I told you that I want them.
My point's still valid. Like, Brady knows that it's not right. So
no, but I don't think that's what Oak's saying. Oak's saying he didn't really do anything. That he's not trying to get these guys to underinflate the ball below the minimum regulation.
Maybe he knows it's not right, but I bet it's one of 10,000 things that every NFL team does.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, if you know something's not right, even if you think it's not gonna be a big deal at the end of the day, it's like when you ask your younger sibling to do something, and it's like, they're not going to try to get you in trouble, but this guy who could easily say, oh yeah, Tom Brady, likes his balls at a certain, level of inflation, and like that's how shit like this gets out, is what I'm saying. You got to be more careful, even if you're not trying to do anything illegal. Like, even if Tom Brady is literally just like, I want this because it's more comfortable for me, and not that I have some advantage to it. He's got to realize that there's a regulation, right? And it just, asking anyone to do anything, you know that these people, anyone who works anywhere near a celebrity, is going to tell every story that they can. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe the Patriots are kind of less like that. I think they value loyalty in their employees a lot. But
yeah.
I think this is shit work. You know what I mean? Like preparing footballs and like being like a lackey that gets the footballs ready. Like, it's shit work. Like, you're not gonna get like an ace guy to like do it. These guys are not talented dudes. Like, you don't end up as like a football rubber. You don't end up as like a 45-year-old assistant locker room attendant
named Strumps,
because you are fucking
Scrimps.
on a stick.
Scrimps, yes. You're Scrimps.
The guy's like kind of a fuck up, and like he fucks other things up, and like Brady probably shit on him and said like, what the fuck, you did this all wrong. I give you all the stuff, and and now these balls are all fucked up. Like,
yeah,
I don't care. I don't want to hear your excuses about the refs or whatever bullshit. I want it done. And so the guy did it, and they got caught. And I think probably, like, when the truth comes to light, it's probably one of like a million things that they do that's outside the rules. Yeah,
that every single team does, and every quarterback does, and every fucking locker room assistant does. It's just like this one we got caught for this one.
Listen, he got caught. He should be punished.
Right, there'll be a huge fine. Everybody hates Tom Brady now. Blah blah blah. Who cares? He's still fucking super rich and famous and married.
But also, like. Why? I mean, it's not. Why is this a surprise? Like, what does
Well, it's like when all the dudes get busted for steroids. Like, really, we're fucking surprised about this, or for beating their wives.
Right. So
their jobs are to be super violent.
He should get suspended for 8 games.
Right.
That's 4 times as long as Ray Rice got suspended for knocking his wife out with a closed fist on camera.
Right.
So
exactly.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Fair.
Tom Brady should just retire. Be like, go fuck yourselves. Wasn't he going to retire last year anyway?
No.
He wasn't?
He's not going to.
Does he have more years in him, do you think?
Sure. He was better last year than he was the year before.
That's true.
It's all that cacao and avocado ice cream.
Yeah, exactly.
38.
He's only 38. It's so weird as we get older, and then there's these people who are like super successful, and you automatically assume they're a lot older than you. And then he's only 6 years older than us.
Dude, you know who stresses me out so much? Beyonce. She's literally like 3 months younger than me.
Yeah.
That's really hard to look at right there. That comparison. 3 we have the same birthday, but she's 3 months younger.
You said birthday the same way people say her name, like birthday.
Birthday.
Beyonce. Yeah, but she'll get over the fact she doesn't have a podcast, Liz. You don't have to feel bad for people.
I know, right? It's true, and I don't mean to be so condescending towards her.
She's got a lot of years left to create a podcast. I mean,
it's true.
She doesn't have to do it all right now.
I know, and it's never too late. They say it's never too late. So even if Beyonce eventually gets her shit together when she's like 50, that's fine too.
I mean, we didn't just start this one day.
No.
It took forever. We had to build up to this.
Yeah, exactly. It's true. It only took 15 years.
Right.
I actually had something that I wanted to talk about.
Oh, dear
It's not
God.
that important, but yesterday I was driving home and I saw that the Empire State Building was like this like lovely shade of green, right? I was like, that's such a nice color. I wonder what it's for.
Yeah.
And I forgot to check it when I got home, and then this morning I was looking at my Instagram feed, and some of my former coworkers at the Huffington Post had posted pictures of the Empire State Building. So yesterday was the 10th birthday of the Huffington Post.
Oh,
And so
wow.
they lit up the Empire State Building in Huffington Post green, right?
Wow.
Which I think is insane,
Yeah.
considering the fact that they wouldn't light it up in blue and white for Mother Teresa's 100th birthday. And Mother Teresa's like beloved by the entire world, and they refused to do it because they just thought that it only speaks for certain people. But they lit it up for Ariana Huffington's
Right,
website.
unlike the Huffington Post, which definitely
speaks for us all.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's so neutral in its point of view that it speaks for all people.
Exactly.
Everybody can agree with everything the Huffington Post says. I think.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Mother Teresa was Albanian. Not a lot of people know that, and so she's our nation's pride, right? Like everyone's super. I mean, everyone in the world loved Mother Teresa. How could you not? But my dad campaigned really, really hard for them to honor her because it was her 100th birthday, and she'd passed away like 10 years earlier or whatever, maybe longer. And they just like flat out refused. They said, we will not. And then you see it lit up in green for the Huffington Post, and you're like, what the fuck is going on?
That's fucked up. Well, you know, because Mother Teresa doesn't have quite as much money as our Ariana Huffington, so you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Right, and many fewer political affiliations.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So congrats, Ariana.
Nice job, Ariana.
Keep up the
Wait,
good
so
work.
they thought that it would be like too Catholic if they did it for Mother Teresa?
I don't know. I think that's what it was. I think it was because she like, I guess I don't know. I mean, like, yeah.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
They should have just fucking done it. I don't even know what color it was that day anyway. They should have just, it kind of loses its significance when they just like light it up for anything now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. They just make up every Tuesday. It's like a different. It's like Taco Tuesday. And then they project it onto the Empire State Building. Man Crush Monday. It's always just like some dude. Guys, I went and got hypnotized yesterday.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
To what end?
So I'm trying to have someone implant more self-confidence into my brain. Apparently, like what I've just throughout my life, I've like created these barriers to like my self-confidence in my mind, and this lady's basically just trying to like give me like avenues around all of the barriers to like stop questioning myself so much. But yeah, so she like basically put me to sleep kind of, and then she was like, open your eyes, wake up. And she was like, how long did you feel like you were under for? And I was like, oh, I mean, maybe like, I just closed my eyes for a second. And she's like, you were under for 35 minutes. So I don't even know what she said to me. I could be like a serial killer now.
Did she make you like rob a bank or something?
Maybe now I like maybe all of a sudden I'll like start like just murdering people outright. So
wait, so you legit have no recollection of those 35 minutes?
No, not really. It was just like being asleep.
I've never believed in hypnosis till right this moment.
Well, no, I mean, I think I might have actually just fallen asleep. I was pretty tired. It's like, it was, I don't know. I'm sure she wasn't like telling me to do anything crazy, but no, I don't really remember anything. I remember like hearing, but it definitely didn't feel like 35 minutes.
Do you feel any different?
After, this might have just been like psychosomatic, but after I woke up, I had like tons of energy and I was in like a really fantastic mood all day yesterday. But no, nothing like super remarkable.
Are you gonna try it again?
Yeah, I'm going back next week.
What's the suggested number of treatments, so to speak?
I mean, it kind of depends on you, but I think at least they suggest at least 3, so they can make it that much money, probably. I'm sure it has something to do with, like, they always try and sell things in, like, packages. So they told me that I should do at least 3, but I don't know if that holds any real weight.
Is it fun? Do you like it?
It's fun.
Okay.
Yeah, I really like it. It was super relaxing. I just like felt really, really good after it. And the lady's really cool. She's like this cool kind of like North Shore lady, has like a funny Boston accent. She's like, oh my God, you're just like me. So yeah, it was fun. I liked it.
Sweet.
So your subconscious now has that accent. It's like
Yeah, exactly.
you're gonna go do something like, Liz, do that. Well,
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, I never even talked to myself like that.
You're gonna be on the street corner and you'll be like, hey, cross on the green, not in between, okay, Liz?
I don't even know what this accent is. I think it's more like Yonkers than anything.
Yonkers.
Yonkers.
You know, I do believe in hypnosis because I'm going to let you guys in on a deep, dark secret of mine.
Oh.
In like 1996, I bought the Toni Braxton album Secrets, and I was listening to it on my Discman, and I fell asleep. And I slept through the entire night with the CD playing in my Discman and my headphones in. And the next day, I swear to God, I just felt like super, like sultry and
Totally.
So I guess someone talking to you while you're sleeping. Oh, you should try this with Leah.
Oak already does it with Leah.
You could make her into like an evil dictator while she naps.
No,
Just
he's just like, rake the leaves.
Right.
Break all the leaves.
Build that a garage.
Don't eat plaster.
I would not talk to Leah while she's asleep for fear that she would wake up.
Right, totally.
Which that we cannot have.
No. She's being really good.
She's being really
the
good.
best.
Yeah. She's like, this podcast doesn't suck as much as most of yours do.
She had a
Well, she
big
can't hear
breakfast,
it.
so she's not
good.
mad. She can't hear it. Yeah. Hold on.
Leah.
Hi, Cheezer.
Leah.
Hi, Leah, little bean. She's like, what is that?
Leah, stop eating plaster.
Leah! Peekaboo! Peekaboo! The listeners at home, I'm playing peekaboo with Leah, so hopefully that's enjoyable too. Peekaboo! No, pretty much.
That is good pod. I don't know
That's
what you
good
guys
pod.
were saying to the baby, but whatever it was, I'm sure the listener really appreciates
The
it.
listener. Jen's gonna be like, ah, peekaboo! I love peekaboo. Bizzle, how was improv this week?
It was okay. Well, you know what's interesting? I got to class like you're allowed to be up to 10 minutes late. If it's later than 10 minutes, you get marked absent. I was a few streets away getting a bagel, and really tempting fate because there was a long line at the bagel shop, and I was like, I've already been online for 10 minutes. I don't want to have done this for naught, so I'll just stay here. I get a bagel so class starts at 11:30. It's 11:27 when I leave the bagel store. Yeah. So I'm literally sprinting the 6 blocks to class while eating the bagel.
Nice.
So I walk into the classroom like at 11:36. It was a record time, and I had finished the bagel.
Wow.
Sit down in class, and so I'm not marked absent. And instantly the teacher goes, "Did you see any shows this week?" And I had seen one the night before. So I'm trying to talk about the class, but I didn't buy a drink with my bagel. And when you eat a lot of bread and it gets like lodged in your chest?
Yeah.
And so you have hiccups, but you're also trying to like swallow enough spit to push your food down. And then the worst thing happens is if that's not enough to deal with, something happened like that morning where it just wasn't staying on my left eye. So every time I blinked, it would move and it was irritating my eye. So I feel like someone's sitting on my chest. I can't really use my left eye. And I'm trying to explain the class I was in, the show that I had gone to the night before. It was just it was off on the wrong foot, and then the entire class I was uncomfortable because of how the bagel felt, and with my contact shifting, the whole class was derailed. It was like, I chalked it up as basically I shouldn't have gone.
No, you should go, because I feel like the challenges and opportunities that you get in life always come when you're like least prepared to capitalize on them. So like the more time you spend like uncomfortable, the better.
And also, like, if the class had gone well, I feel like your perspective on the situation with the bagel would have been really different.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if now, because your memory is seeing it as having, like, fucked everything up, but if, like, the class had been great, maybe, like, it would have been, you wouldn't even remembered it, You're just like, I don't know.
But I think it's, like, overcoming, like, the unideal situation that makes you better. You know what I mean? Like, when you get that, like, a shot to, like, show something to someone or do a really important audition or do something like that, the chances are it's going to come at a time when it's, like, not convenient. Like, there's something bad going on in your life or you're not feeling well. Or
you're 100% right, yeah.
Things aren't in good shape. And, like, to be able to, like, power through that and suck it up and drive on. I think is a really important part, especially in performance.
Yeah.
Art.
Because
You know what it is though? I agree with you 100% because the casting workshop I'd gone to, the casting director said, when she does auditions for a TV show or a movie, and if there's like a truck outside with sirens, you've got to work through it. You got to act like it's not there. You got to act like it's part of the scene anyway, which is fine. Like if you're doing something that's scripted, but like when you have to then be like quick on your feet and respond and try to get everyone in the room to laugh,
right.
you just want to like give up because you're like, I can't focus on anything besides this fucking peeling eye that I have and this fucking chest full of yeast,
I mean, right. I think improv is a lot like jiu-jitsu in that it is like, you're constantly having to think on your feet and sort of like take your brain out of it and just do, like adapt to things as they come to you and, flow through the situation. And I remember at one point I was training and, I'd like hurt a rib or something. It wasn't like a serious injury, but like I really couldn't push with one of my arms. And like it sucked. Like I was weak and I was getting my ass kicked by people that I shouldn't have. But at the same time, I felt like it made me better because I had to focus on things that I wouldn't have had to focus on otherwise. I had to resort to techniques that I wouldn't have otherwise tried to use. And I couldn't rely on like strength to do things, so I had to use other, like what else was available to me. And I think improv is a lot like that. You may not have the environment that you like, but what else do you have in your toolbox to rely on?
And it's funny, like the perspective that you have on like the barriers to your performance too, because it's like sometimes I'll go to an open mic and before I get there it's like 7:30 and I'm like, this is awesome, I have the whole night free, right. I know it's going to be a long late night, I'm going to stay and watch a bunch of comedians and then I'll get up there and I'll do my shit. And it's like, but then after like 4 hours of sitting watching other comedians, I'm tired, I'm like, it's starting to get late, I'm starting to think about what time I have to be up the next morning, and I start to like create all of these reasons why I'm going to suck. I'm like, well, it's because I'm tired, and it's because like blah, 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 whereas the situation hasn't changed at all. I just like, I'm tired now, and I don't really want to do it, so it's like changing the way I'm seeing these different things that are going to cause me to suck.
Right. But how do you handle that like mental state? You know what I mean? Like how do you keep, despite things not going your way, how do you maintain like a good mental state to like get the job done?
Stop fucking thinking.
I mean, that's like basically fucking all of life. Like, that's like exactly. All there is to it. Like things aren't going your way. Like how do you keep your shit together and like keep pushing forward?
I do have a confession to make too though. When it came to school, I didn't do well in college. I always did well in every other grade, but in college I just never did the readings. I kind of just always chalked it up to this is not what I want to do with my life, so it doesn't matter. And same thing with work. Right. And I always thought, like, if I get the chance to do something I'm really passionate about, I'll want to do the work. And I learned something about myself. I just don't want to do work ever because there's a book that we had to buy for this class, and there's required reading for each class that I haven't even opened up the book yet. So I was talking to some of my classmates on Wednesday night because we went to see a show together as part of an assignment. And we were all, like, talking about how challenging the class is. And the 3 other people I was with, they all agreed that reading the text the day before the class helps a lot in preparation. And I'm like, damn, like it's 1 chapter. Why don't I just do it?
Now you will. You will next week, right?
No, I won't. I have the book and I have like no plans to read it before
But just
Sunday.
make the choice to do it. I mean, it's easier said than done, of course, but like, at the end of the day, it's just a choice.
Yeah, it is.
Also, it's like it's like a groove that you wear. Like, the more you get used to like preparing for stuff and like getting good results from that, the more you will like do it, and you won't, Yeah,
neural pathways. These things are like actually being created in your mind as we speak. And it's like if you just make the decision each time, your brain will learn to do that stuff. Yeah. It's not like it's not like it's always going to be hard to like do it. You just train yourself.
Yeah.
But it is funny the like you're talking about putting the barriers up. It's like, oh well, when I'm doing something that I really like and I'm excited about, like,
exactly.
It's easy to do the work.
Then I'll do it. Then I'll get started.
Yeah.
But you're not. You are only the person that you've made yourself into. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't. the external factors don't really matter that much. Like you're gonna do what you're gonna do.
Right.
You sort of trained yourself to do.
Yeah.
Nothing that changes externally matters. It's like that can't change what you do or how you do it. You've got to make the decision to do it.
Maybe I'll read the book tonight. I don't have plans tonight, so maybe I'll just read the text tonight.
How many pages is it? I feel like you might be actually like overestimating how long it's going to take you.
I don't know. The book is kind of big. The book's the size of a Bible, I would say.
Oh,
and
it is big.
She gave us a sheet of paper on the first day that just said this class will coincide with this chapter. It can't. It's got to be an easy read too. It's not like dense and academic. It's just going to prepare me for the lesson we're going to learn the next day, so I can start thinking about how to incorporate. I'll read it.
Yeah, I'll read it. Or not.
Fast forward to me eating pancakes at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
I wish I had something to do while I eat these pancakes.
Right, Leah heard pancakes, and now she's interested in the conversation.
Right. She's like, what you gonna say, pancakes?
I'm gonna eat this giraffe instead.
Oh, the sound of her teeth. I'm glad I can't hear it because actually the sound of baby's teeth on the wet
clicking.
Sophie plastic. Like the squeaking.
Yeah.
That actually really bothers me.
And she's now got some little tooth nubs coming in on the top, so it's like she'll slip and she'll be like,
oh.
You know what that reminds me of? You guys, maybe this doesn't have the same effect on you, but you know when you go to bite into a peach and your teeth slide on the skin instead of breaking through the skin?
Oh yeah.
It gives me chills. It's like the same way people feel about nails on a chalkboard. It's like when you go to bite into something and the texture of the peach against your teeth. That's why I prefer nectarines. Nectarines are God's fruit.
Well, peaches are stressful anyway because they're like furry, so it's kind of like biting into like flesh. Sorry, Leah. She can't hear me. I don't know. I think peaches really stress me out. They're too furry.
I like peaches.
I don't know if you guys saw my Instagram post this morning, but one thing that really stresses me out as the weather warms in New York is all the porters at every building hose down the street in front of their building.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes they're nice and they'll stop spraying the hose as you walk by. A lot of times they'll wait for the exact moment you're in front of them to stop, and then the second you're like 3 inches away from them, they start again. So you wind up getting sprayed. Yesterday, I was walking to the office and a guy was trying to put on like this attachment to the hose without turning the hose off. So he's literally spraying all of us. I wound up laughing. I got sprayed by it, but I was like, why wouldn't he just fucking turn off the hose before putting on this like power washing attachment?
I'm sure the spigot was really far away. I can empathize with this dude. I think I've tried to do that before because it's like I don't want to walk all the way over there and turn the hose off. I'll just do it while it's still on. All the times I'm using hoses. Apparently, I use hoses all the time.
My grandfather used to hose down the front of our house, but like on days that it would rain. We would always make fun of him for it. Like, you know,
This is trying to wash the wash the water off with water.
No, what would happen is like, you know, the rain would cause like leaves to stick to the street or the driveway or whatever, or like run off from the garden. So he'd try to clean it like while the rain was still happening. But yeah, he's Albanian, so it's just
yeah, exactly.
You don't always do things that make sense.
Yeah, he's the Mother Teresa of house washing. For Albanians, the Mother Teresa of something.
Can you hear that?
Oh, no, I don't like it. I love everything Leah does. I just don't like that sound. It's not her fault. You should buy little pads for her teeth so it doesn't make that sound. Buy a little teeny baby mouth guard.
Actually, if we made those, we could probably sell them because people will buy whatever crap you.
Yeah, that's true. You should put it on Shark Tank. Be like, you know that. Hate it when your baby's teeth make sounds on its plastic toys.
Like kitten mittens.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that too loud?
Yeah.
You could just dip Sophie's legs in plaster. Leah would actually appreciate it.
Oh, she would love that.
She would eat that.
Plaster and pancakes.
I've done had it with y'all, plaster pancakes.
Yeah. I was on a fun podcast last week, guys.
You didn't hear about that.
Yeah, I was on Real Men's Team.
Cool.
With Matt Miller, Ray Bryant, and Tyler Morrow, and it was really fun.
How do we find that podcast?
It's on SoundCloud. They're like pretty exclusively on SoundCloud, and so you can find it that way. It's also on Facebook and stuff.
That's intense. I think you have to pay to be on SoundCloud, right?
Oh, I don't know.
To
I wasn't aware
upload
of
more
that.
than a certain number of things.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
That's really
I tried to
intense.
upload our show onto SoundCloud, I think, and they were like, "You have to pay to upload something this size."
Fuck that. I guess those guys are like wealthy or something.
I know, baller status.
Yeah, their organization is a little bit more grassroots than our own. They basically just like sit around a microphone and talk into it, which I thought we were pretty, I thought we were bootstrapped, but they're like really bootstrapped.
And they record it to like mini disc or something.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's to like VHS or something. I don't know. I didn't really see how the whole thing works.
Sweet.
But it was fun, and we're in talks to do like a big podcast bonanza with all 5 of us.
Awesome.
So I thought that might be kind of fun.
You guys
Or
remember
6 of us. I guess there's
Crossover
6 of us.
episode.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe Leah can come if she wants.
Do you guys remember? I don't know if mini disc is what I'm talking about here, but do you remember when Burger King would give out like those little MP3 players, and then you would get like a tiny little like disc to play like NSYNC songs or Britney Spears songs, and they only worked on those players? Do you remember those?
The last time I ate Burger King, I think I had tapes melting on the dashboard of the Toyota.
Oh my God! Remember that? Fuck, we'd be like, fuck, the tapes melted. Those are our best. The tapes. That was our best fucking bathroom radio recording.
Yeah.
Of I Saw the
And we'd
Sign.
buy the super cheap ass tapes, so they would always like get like eaten by the player, and you had to stick a pencil in to like wind it back in.
Rewind it.
But then they'd
Yeah.
be twisted.
Yep. Oh, and you had to like go in and flip it over. Sometimes I would use my pinky finger, and it would take like an hour, and I would definitely.
They were only like 6 minutes on each side because they were like
Yeah.
85% pack of 30 tapes from Brad.
Right. Yeah. The plastic was made of something absolutely noxious. We inhaled all the fumes.
Leah's found the space bar.
Leah!
She's scrolling through Instagram.
Of course.
I just had a very meta moment because I was watching your Snapchats of Leah and then watching Leah live on our
She's a star on Snapchat.
She is.
I lost my Snapchat password, but now
Gotta
I'll be
find
able
it.
to. I gotta get it back.
She's tearing it up on Snapchat.
Nice.
Oh, can you
Leah,
ever shut the
you're-
fuck up this week?
Oh yeah.
I don't. I was trying to think of one, but then the baby kept crawling on me, and I just like my brain wasn't working right.
And then you were just like in generally a good mood, so you didn't have anything to be
I'm
mad about.
trying to record one separately and tweet it
And
out.
because Leah's on your lap, it's got to be shut the up.
Yeah, bleep up. I mean, there've been some profanities dropped, just FYI. Your daughter's brain is full of swears.
Yeah, she's got a lot of them in her head.
She's got a lot of swears in her brain.
We'll sort that out when she starts talking.
Yeah, exactly. Looks like she's got a little bit of hair coming in. Good job there, Leah.
Yeah, she's got some fronds.
Sprouting some
poking out.
ginger fronds.
Tufts.
I like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to propose pick of the week because I don't have one, but I suppose we should pull it together real quick. What's-
I will pick the book I'm reading now, which is called Hater. It's sort of like a zombie book, but not really. Like, it's not really zombies. It's just people that get really mad. It's hard to explain. It's like, I guess it's like survival fiction genre, but it's this like guy with a shitty job who's like annoyed with his family, and weird stuff starts happening, and he's like trying to figure out how to deal with it and protect his family, and there's like an interesting twist, and it's good. It is Hater by David Moody.
Cool. I can't believe how many books you read, Oak. I've been on the same book for like 4 weeks. You have a new book every week.
Little touch of insomnia, perhaps.
Yeah.
Little case of going to bed at 8:30 and going to sleep at 10:45.
Oh yeah, I can see that. What was I going to say? That is what I think the zombie apocalypse is not going to be actually reincarnated dead people. It's going to be just really stupid people. So
Yeah, so I think that's sort of it's like a metaphor for like desperate, like fucked up people who don't have their shit together and are just kind of slogging filthily across the land.
Yeah, exactly. People who lead with excuses are going to.
Oh yeah, don't lead with excuses.
Don't lead with excuses. Play like a champion. I like this perspective of Leah too. When's she gonna get thunder thighs? She's still got a thigh gap.
I know, she's skinny. She's
Quite
scrawny.
svelte.
She's
got like muscle definition. She's so cute. I urge all of the listeners to tune into the YouTube this week because there's some cute baby butt going on.
Okay, she's getting a little bit mad and she wants to go to school. So.
Yeah, okay. She wants to go see her friends. My pick of the week is Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee. It's finally iced
dude.
coffee season. The official coffee of the New England Patriots. And
And this podcast. Except for
and this
whatever
podcast.
$5 coffee is. That's really the official one.
That's really the official coffee.
Dean and DeLuca, whatever.
Exactly. Dean and Expensiva.
My pick of the week was eating raw garlic last night and not brushing my teeth before I went to bed. So
that's so gangster.
The feeling I had this morning. Yeah.
Damn, that's from the inside out now.
Well, you know what's amazing is slicing raw garlic on pizza. It's delicious rather than using garlic powder. And so I had that last night, and then I was watching the what is it? The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt? What's the Netflix series? Yeah. So I was watching that in bed, passed out like into the third episode, without ever brushing my teeth. So I
now
woke
your
up this
soul
morning,
smells like garlic.
Yeah, I had like total muck mouth, like all garlicky.
No.
Yeah, and then even brushing my teeth this morning didn't take the flavor out.
Ew.
And now my morning espresso tastes like everything tastes like garlic.
Gross.
So that's my pick of the week.
Awesome. You guys, this is a great show, all things considered.
All things considered.
Yeah, Leah, thanks for being a part of this.
Yeah, thanks, Leah. You were really patient with us. Have fun at school.
Leah says, thank you, podcast, for having me as a guest.
Later.
Bye.
Love you guys.
Later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.